In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, distinguished guests, peace be upon all of you. I am delighted to give you a presentation on the outputs of working group for experts related to collection and data analysis related to moisture in fresh dates in the Arab region. The content of the presentation would be as follows. We will be reminding you of the context, and then we will talk about establishing the work group and talk about the outputs and give you a summary of the decisions and resolutions of the 11th session for the Codex Coordination Committee for the Near East, the CCNE, and we'll talk about future work. During the CCFFV19, there was a proposal for a project pertaining to fresh dates. The context was analyzed and an electronic working group was formed, and then the draft standard has been sent to be endorsed during CAC 39. And there was a suggestion to adopt between 30 to 85% of the content as a moisture. And then at the step 5/8, the draft standard was not approved, and then it was approved on step 5 with encouraging all the members to provide suggestions and comments at step 6, in addition to the proposals and suggestions based on the new data that is relevant for the context of moisture and fresh dates. The CCFFV was asked to also revise the draft standard and to take into consideration the comments of the Commission. In addition to that, the Arab Codex Initiative created a working group to collect and analyze the data related to moisture and fresh dates in the Arab region so that they can present a solicit and joint Arab position. The working group consists of 13 Arab countries from the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Kingdom of Bahrain, Republic of Tunisia, Republic of Algeria, Republic of Sudan, Republic of Iraq, Sultanate of Oman, Palestine, Egypt, Morocco, and Libya. The methodology that the work group followed is summarized in 4 points, requesting for inputs related to the volume of production, import, and export of dates, to collect literature and scientific articles on the moisture of dates, to present suggestions, also to do a comprehensive analysis of the inputs, and to present the joint position for the region. As per the outputs, and to mention a few, there have been the minimum percentage of moisture and the maximum moisture content for some of the commodities for each country is seen in the following tables. The first table is for Egypt, the second one is for the Kingdom of Morocco, the third one is for Algeria. As you can see, there are lots of food products. And based on the scientific data provided by all the member groups in the working groups, and after consultation with the experts, 12% to 85% was adopted as a range for the moisture content in fresh dates in the Arab region. Now, following are some of the points that have been discussed by the working group. For example, the fresh dates in all their stages of ripening are considered, given that they have not been processed technologically after harvest, except for using processing substances that are allowed in accordance with the definition of the CCFFV, also adopting a moisture percentage for dates increasing or exceeding 30% would be excluded from the scope of the standard draft for several types of dates. Also, moist dates and semi-dry dates with a moisture content between 20 to 30% might be delivered to the consumers in a very bad position if they are considered dry, as they can be stored in inappropriate temperatures. Also, we should differentiate between moist dates and fresh dates, as the scientific articles use the term fresh to indicate dates in both stages of moist of dates, whether it's rutab or dates. Now, there was a CRD number 7 submitted to the CCNE 11, and here's a summary of the resolutions. There was an appraisal of the work regarding the minimum moisture content in fresh dates, and the countries of the region were asked to continue to review and study the data and to include any additional data. Also, the coordination committee asked all the countries of the region to provide data about the level of moisture for fresh dates in response with the regular letter or circular letter regarding the suggested standards, and to share that with the groups in an unofficial way. The response to this circular letter for the codex has been done in request of comments for the draft standard of fresh dates at step 6. This was taken into consideration the agreed proposal, which is between 12% to 85%. Regarding future work, we are waiting to submit the unified or solicit condition to guarantee the marketing interest of Arab dates for the CCFFV during its 23rd session, considering it the joint position of the Arab region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Engineer Sana. Of course, this result might be considered the first project that we can put forward within Codex. We have changed it from 5/8 to 5. This was a result of our common exerted effort and working within the same context. This is what the initiative aims to achieve in terms of Codex. We participated as Arab countries, and we took the draft standard from step 5/8 to step 5 to guarantee reserving and maintaining the dates in the Arab countries. So I would like to commend all the participating countries. we constantly support and submit data with the required information to achieve the results. The KSA was the country hosting this EWG, and future steps are is to continue to support this regional team so that we achieve our common goals, so that our dates are exported to countries of the world without having any constraints pertaining to the standards. Thank you very much, engineer, for your presentation, and thanks to all the countries which have participated. And allow me to tell you that you can still participate. Please give them a round of applause. Do you have any questions on what has been presented? I think it was clear. Good morning, everyone. Engineer Sana, thank you very much. And Mr. Ali, regarding dates, yes, it was a great achievement. And as you have mentioned, it was the first standard upon which we gathered together and presented this draft proposal. But when it comes to moisture, unfortunately, and I've seen in the presentation that there were some inconsistencies. Since we are agreeing to prepare this standard, and given the fact that dates in the Arab region is a very important thing, and that it's a strategic crops, then the moisture element is still very important, but we still need to remember the specifications of each country when it comes to producing this commodity. So I believe it is worthwhile to collaborate on this commodity in a way that serves the interest of all countries producing this commodity, and to take the different opinions when it comes to defining the moisture content. Because this will eventually affect deciding whether or not the commodity is in line with the assigned percentage of moisture. I was one of the team members, and we have taken all the input and all the data from all the countries which participated. This is why, if you have noticed, when it came to the suggested level between 12 and 85%, this range covers all the products in Arab countries, and we agreed on both the minimum and the maximum of this range. And I want to remind you that we are still working on that. I just suggested this point since the work is still going. And I was also among the team that worked, but I did not attend the last meeting. In Palestine, dates are considered also a strategic commodity, and it's exported to countries outside of Palestine. And when it comes to the requirements of the composition, such as the moisture, this will definitely impact the import. Sorry, the export.
And also, since we are part of the GCC, the sector of data production is still growing, and since the project is still standing, what about milk is 87%. Regarding the Palestinian date, does it have contradiction with with 85%? We are all experts in the field of food and also agriculture. For milk, it's 87%. As for the analysis, there are certain articles that are adopted and that had issued these figures, and we rely on them in conducting our analyses. And there was a meeting where we discussed the statistics, Our work was not quite deep, but based on the types and the methods of processing, whether we're processing of dates in the three phases. Your efforts are quite valuable, but maybe we can take your advice as a recommendation. This is an opportunity to stress the importance of collecting data to enrich this type of work, and hopefully it will be beneficial to all. This is an invitation to provide support to this electronic working group, because we're talking about a national wealth and has a strategic impact. Professor Samuel, thank you, Engineer Ali, and thank you, our colleagues in the Kingdom of Morocco, and everybody who had contributed in providing data and I believe the important outcome of the known data and the studies is that the element of humanity shouldn't be a basic, the basic or primary element to evaluate the processed dates. However, as for the data that you have shared with us, are representative data regarding the regarding humidity and dates produced in the region for the different types. So I believe this is what the fruits and fresh fruits and vegetables committee is going to rely on. Thank you very much for your efforts. My question to engineer regarding the samples that were taken from dates in the Arab region, were they fresh or outdated or had been stored in the warehouses for a long period of time? And what about the method of analysis to measure humidity? Were there multiple methods? Because each method might provide different results. For me, the 85% of is quite a high number. So I would like to also confirm the intervention that was provided by the Palestinian participants. As of, I believe that as per the test or analysis, they were conducted at the first phase of dates. This means they were not fresh. And as for the methods of analysis, they were different methods. And as for
So, for example, regarding the methodology of analyzing moisture, there is an adopted and well-known method for analyzing moisture in dates. It is preferred to have a unified and well-known method of analysis. So, for example, vegetables and fruits have a different way of analyzing moisture. This is why it's better to unify the method of analysis. So I think that 85% is very high when it comes to fresh dates. Thank you very much for your intervention. I think we have another question, but please be mindful of time. I will not take much longer, but I would like to go to the suggestion of Engineer May Saeed regarding conducting training programs. I would like to tell you that the military laboratories in Jordan, in collaboration with G-Force and AOC, are ready to host these training programs as needed. On behalf of myself and all of you, I would like to extend our thanks and gratitude to Engineer Maisas, and I hope that your efforts will be successful to have a common vision and a common position to be submitted in